Azure Hills Church is a multi-generational, multicultural church community with over 50 countries represented in our church body. It's amazing to see the diversity that we have and share together. I didn't imagine that I would need to make a case for the centrality of the meal together, the fellowship meal, the potluck, as we know it so often as. But there I was in the county health department making that very case, that the meal together is central to our religious practice. Whether we're doing vacation, Bible school, and inviting community to come join us, or a specific outreach event, or our weekly meals where we invite people to come and to enjoy company. Especially seniors that have told me that this is the only meal that they eat with other people throughout the week. It's important to have this time that we all come to the table. And the kitchen is so central to making that possible.
My experience with the kitchen was just being able to participate in the great potlucks, but I heard lots about the shortcomings of the kitchen.
So I've been doing the first of the month potluck for over 20 years, and it's been a success. It's been a lot of fun, but we've been working in very small quarters.
I've been involved in the kitchen for over 20 years. It has been old since we started. We've had to keep our supplies in a little tiny closet.
When the church, through Pastor Tara's leadership, decided that we needed to look at our vision and what was going to happen here on campus, we really got behind the idea of the kitchen renovation again. Not just to satisfy promises that had been made over the years, but because people were really behind it. People really wanted that change.
What a journey it has been to reach this point. The Vision Capital campaign, Together, Love, Grow, Serve, has been something in development for quite a number of years. We planned, we received input from the church-wide survey to the focus groups, to the advisory committee, setting up an admin team. Each of these steps was vital to this process, including then establishing task force groups, the kitchen and the community center, which were groups that worked for the design and also the functionality of the spaces so they could be maximized for ministry. Each step had such great involvement, and we're so grateful, not only for these people, but also Elder Ed Machidler and I met with nearly 50 families who advised us and walked us through the history and the process of refinement to make this project and these phases what they are today. We didn't realize all the delays we would encounter. We had these long delays waiting for permits. We had delays due to COVID.
The state went into lockdown. We did not hear much about the kitchen project. It wasn't until I joined the pastoral staff, March of 2021, that I began to discover much more of what was happening, because my role as administrative pastor put me right in the middle of these projects. And it was an intense time, but the church was excited to move forward. COVID had changed the supply availability, as well as costs had risen by $125,000. So not only did we have the disappointment of delay, we had the additional challenge of additional costs, but the board was diligent. We finalized the bids again, and for the first time, we had our plans in place, all the drawings that were engineered, we had the permits in place, and we had all of the funding in place, and we were ready to go.
Not only did we have money and a permit and a plan, we had drive behind the congregation saying, we really want this to happen. It wouldn't have gotten done if it hadn't been for the greater vision for our campus and for the ministry coming from this church. But that happened at the same time we were able to bring the other things together.
We came in for a Sunday work meet with sledgehammers and crowbars and all kinds of demo equipment, tearing tile off the walls and removing additional cabinetry, taking all the drywall off. We opened up the room for the first time so that we could see the whole space as we were demoing existing walls. And then we erected 2 temporary walls to support the roof while we removed the beam and replaced it with the steel beam, which will allow for that open space.
It'll be nice now to have a kitchen that we can prepare food in. We don't just have to bring it and use it as a warming oven. I am excited about it being done and for us to finally be able to use it. It's been a long time coming.
This project had a lot of ups and downs, but all through the process, we promised that we would never lose sight of the vision. As the chairman of the committee, I am personally rejoicing that this project is finished.
So I've been coming here off and on to Azure Hills since I was a small child, swimming in the pool out back, eating veggie burgers from the snack bar. And now we have a brand new kitchen, and it's about time and blessing for this church.
The Indonesian Sabbath School has been part of the church fellowship, and we are so excited that our kitchen has been fully renovated. We're excited to serve the church with the Indonesian traditions food.
After years of disappointment and wandering, we finally have our kitchen. There's an additional entry into the fellowship hall. There's additional areas where we can actually not work over top of each other. Prep can be done, where hot can be done, where dishes can be done. The items can be stored away, and desserts and punch, all in their own space. We've never had anything like that before.
This is an exciting time where we have a really big kitchen to work in, all of the supplies we need, all of the utensils and appliances. We can now have many cooks in the kitchen instead of just a few.
Sometimes we have dinners of 700 people in the fellowship hall, 3 to 4 potlucks on the same Sabbath, or during VBS, serving over 300 to 400 meals every night. To have a kitchen that's 1,450 square feet is truly a blessing for the Azure Hills Church.
It has been a long time in coming, and I'm so grateful to see us reach this point where we can say, it happened. And in the words of our chairman, Elder Ed Machidler, we kept the vision central and we didn't lose sight of it. And here we are today. It is completed. Thank you for making this possible. It's your support that made this happen, and I can't wait to see what God does in ministry out of these spaces.